Let's get to the earth. So making peace with what is. If you reflect, can you make peace with the fact that we have to do life differently? We have to. And the peace dealer is talking about how we're really in a beta test of can we rise to the highest and show up, not to create more fear and not to censor everybody and cut everybody out, but stay open to the conversation. If we can stay open to the conversation, then we can all rise. And so really pretty much what the peace dealer was saying is everything I love to say, but he said it differently, and he was a Gemini too, so now I know how you guys feel when you just talk nonstop and get blasted by a lot of information. If you're not already in child's pose, find child's pose. So, child's pose, you can have your knees together or apart, okay? And then starting in child's pose, if it's not knee accessible, then come lying on your belly or even just start seated, okay? But get to where you feel the support of the earth. And as you feel the support of the earth, that you can feel held to kind of move inward and get a better perspective of the way maybe you're being over analytical and thinking and too pensive or too OCD or too everything has to be in a certain way. And can you get more into that place that the cycle of nature, the Mother Earth that we live with, is just in this place of renewal, and we get to reset. And as you come into child's pose, just feel what the body is giving you. What do you want to do with the body? How are you thinking about your body? How are you engaging with yourself on a daily basis? And come back to that energy of love, unconditional acceptance and compassion and love for yourself, for those in your life, for this moment. 5 breaths. After that next exhale, exhale out completely. And then inhale up onto your hands and knees. So as I shared, the earth energy is that physical energy, and the air energy is really about creating the space, the container, right? So physical energy and holding space for yourself to feel the curves of the spine and the domes of your body. Exhale, round the back, chin to your chest. Inhale, open the heart. And exhale, pull into the belly, push the hands into the earth. Get the muscles to hug into the bones so that your nervous system feels held. Inhale, opening the heart. That when we get overly analytical, we can get extra insecure or unstable. So having physical practices to hold our system is really powerful. One more time, exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening. And as you open, come into a neutral spine. Stretch the right leg back behind you. Push the ball of the foot to the floor. Stretch the heel back. And then inhale the right leg out. You can circle the ankle. I almost always will. Pull the energy of the legs to the midline. Soften the area in the shoulders. Gaze forward. Big deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And just holding this here. Right? I know we tend to jump into bringing the left hand forward. Just holding this here. Push the hands to the earth. Hug the right leg more to the midline. I know that your body is telling you all the area and parts and pieces that are extra tight, so respect it. I hope you can see my feet, that I didn't cut myself off. Stay with your breath. Deep inhale in, and a deep exhale out. And then bring your right knee forward in between your hands. Roll over to the hip. Push through the right fingertips. Grow long. So feel the connection. Make sure you settle all the way down. Twist to the right. And then inhale, come back through the center. Hold on to that left leg. Draw the heel in and then stretch the knee. Right, just a sweet, simple thigh stretch here. Draw into the belly, shoulders to your back. Big, full breath in and a full breath out. And then you're going to free your foot. Push your hands, come back up. You're going to stretch your left leg back knee lifts, pull into the center. So you can do one of two things, okay? You can come into a table pose and come back to a one leg hovering, right? Or lift the back knee, draw into your core, and then come into a one-legged plank. Pull into the center, soften the heart. Yes, it's physical, it's challenging, feel that connection. The challenge is what reminds us of our own resilient nature and the strength. And as above, the skies above remind us that we don't stay stuck, that we keep transforming and changing. One more breath in, both feet to the ground. One stretch in downward dog just to clear it all out. And then bring the knees to the earth. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, come into a nice neutral spine. Left leg goes back. Push the ball of the foot to the floor. Lift through the belly. Internally rotate the leg. Get a stretch through the calf. And then inhale, stay lifted in the core. We're not going to sag and dump. We're lifted into the core. Hug in towards the midline. Really push the hands into the earth. Soften the area in the shoulders. So feel this connection. What's going on with your head? And since we know we're going to be here for a second, connect to the roof of the mouth, your diaphragm and pelvic floor, and notice if they can be in alignment with one another. Inhale. And exhale, always breathe. Always know you hold authority. That's really what I personally feel like we are being called upon to do, while we have practices like yoga to guide us, is so that we can trust in our own potential and trust in our own ability to grow and develop and evolve. And growth doesn't happen because you get a hall pass. Bring your left knee forward, roll over to the hips, you come seated, get all the way grounded, lengthen the spine, twist. Left hand behind you, shoulders to your back. It doesn't have to be a twist that's trying to take you out of this world. Rather, let it be a twist that keeps you grounded and present. Inhale, come back through the center. Hold on to your right ankle, stretch the knee back. So get into alignment so that you can feel the length in the spine. Hold on to the foot, elbow to the thigh, shoulders to the back. Draw into the core. Keep yourself open, elongated, receptive. And then exhale, free the foot. Come back up onto your hand. Shift the weight over. Come into alignment. So owning our truth, we live on a planet and we're part of a system. So own the part that you play. And feel that the way you play your part actually helps others. So if your part today is to stay on your right knee and then bring your left leg parallel, great. Otherwise, inhale the right knee up, pull into the center, stretch your left leg out long. And as you feel that length and that connection, feel the vulnerability. This is probably one of the few places I'm okay with being vulnerable. I'm okay being vulnerable with you guys. I'm a very secretive person. I keep to myself. I don't trust a lot of people, so it's all good. It's just who I am. So know who you are so you can do great things. Both feet to the ground. Lift up, downward dog. I think I held it longer on the other side. But who cares? Big full breath in. Big full breath out. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Walk your feet forward. Find both feet beneath you. Folding over, relax the neck and jaw. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, grow long. So 5 is our number today. We will repeat. Feel the space around you and the container you're creating to hold the energy of you, of your essence, so you can bring it forward into the world. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, lift through the core, shoulders to your back. Exhale, bow down. Finding the connection to your breath again. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine and come all the way up standing. Stretch the arms overhead, big full breath in. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, all the way back down to the earth. Bend the knees. Left foot goes back. We're going to go warrior one. Root the heel to the ground. Pull into the center. Lift the heart, the chest, arms overhead. Bring the arms forward. Pull into the ribs. Hug into the center. Right arms forward. Okay. Bring the left elbow underneath the right. Wrap the arms around. So eagle arms. Draw into the core, shoulders to the back. Lunge deeper into the front knee. Inhaling all the way in, exhaling all the way out. Feel free to stay here. Okay, there's power in finding stability. Okay, otherwise shift the weight forward, pull into that midline, and inhale warrior three. When you see air element, typically means we will get feet up off the floor. When you see the air element with the earth element, we will definitely soar. Big full breath in, and then exhale, bend the knee, heel comes back to the earth. Free the arms, whether you stayed in warrior one or not, free the arms, big full breath in. Exhale all the way down to the earth, straighten the front leg as you bend the back knee. Draw the outer right hip back and bow. Then you can extend out through the back leg. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Lunge forward, step it forward, and then bow. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over. Long spine. Inhale, come all the way up standing. Stretch the arms high, open the heart. Invite that higher energy. I didn't start class this way, so call on the highest to protect you, guide you, and support you. Hinge at the hips, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, second side, right foot goes back. Root the right heel to the ground. So warrior one, push into the earth. So ground, hug, rise. Such a simple but powerful practice. Ground, connect, rise. Feel your breath. Feel the opening. And then we're going to bring the right elbow underneath the left. So your hips are going to try to torque. You got to move the waistline back and draw both shoulders back and move even the outer left hip back. So you got to pull back into yourself. And as you pull into yourself, continue to breathe. Continue to have the higher vantage point, remembering that the heavens above are here to support us. Shift forward and then inhale, back leg parallel. So calling in guidance is a practice we did recently, and it's a really good one to come to ground, center, and receive. Keep pulling the back leg to the midline. If you went here, stay with your breath, shoulders to the back, and then exhale back, heel grounds, arms overhead, breathing all the way in, and then exhale, the hands all the way to the earth. Find the fingertips, As you straighten your front leg, bend the back knee. I know it's a little awkward. You may have to switch the positioning of your foot to find it. But push into the front foot, draw into the belly, wrap the hip, and then bow down. Feel your breath, feel your connection. Feel your ability to be you. And then exhale, lunge forward, step it forward, fold over. Yes, we have royally opened the back of the legs. Hopefully the legs are warming up. Inhale, lengthen the spine, open the heart. Exhale, bow, hands to heart center. Inhale all the way up to standing, arms sweep up overhead. Exhale the hands back to your own heart. Standing tall, strong. Feel your own pyramid, right? You've got this peak over your head, but see it widening out the sides, widening out the front and behind you. Grounded below you and elevating. Inhale all the way in. And exhale all the way out. From your heart center, arms sweep up overhead. You're going to exhale, bend both knees. Pull into that midline. Left elbow under the right. Left leg's going to lift up and over top of the right. Okay, pull the hips back. Even out the pelvis. We tend to go here. So draw the outer left hip back. Draw into the belly. Now maybe you're just hanging out in chair pose and you're finding your strength and you're working on just picking a foot up. Okay, that's a great way to find your balance if moving all the way into eagle pose isn't accessible. From here, we're going to draw the leg up and glide into a high lunge. Pull into that center, lift the heart, free the arms. Left hand's going to come to your left leg. And the right arm's going to move back. The heart's going to open. Just feel the allowance of trusting in your own ability to navigate the currents of your life. And then exhale all the way to the earth. Bring the back knee to the ground. We're going to twist. Right arm goes to the sky, shoulders to the back. If you want, bend the left knee, reach the left hand for the foot. Deep, full breath in, and a deep, full breath out. Exhale, free the foot, pull into the belly, hand to the earth. Back knee's gonna lift up, shift the weight forward, standing splits. Okay, now as you're in standing splits, it's not about getting the leg to go super high right here. You're gonna overtax the joints. Pull into the belly, draw into the outer hip, and bow. So notice how my leg doesn't go that far back. This time we're going to exhale all the way back. Left foot goes back, right leg goes to the sky. Big deep breath in. And then exhale, right knee to your wrist, pigeon. And we're going to come all the way down to the earth. Soften the area in the shoulders. Relax the head, the neck, and the jaw. So I did share that it was going to be a challenging flow. And in that challenge, what we're doing is we're discovering our areas of vulnerability and how we view ourselves. How judgmental are we? How critical are we? And then can we actually go to the higher energy and realize we're a system, right? I like to simplify the system to physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And in that, those four components coming together, and how can they really come together to create a more wholehearted experience for yourself? Because you can remember that you're part of something so much bigger. So much bigger. But you do matter because the system around you, the relationships you are engaging with, the conversations you're having or not having, which is a problem, that you having confidence and esteem will will then inspire them. Hands underneath your shoulders, draw into the belly, move back, downward dog. Big full inhale, big full exhale. Little steps. Let the earth rise up to meet you. This is something one of my teachers, Sienna Sherman, would say, and it just really is true. Let the earth rise up to meet you. Feel supported and held. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. You knew it was coming, right? Elbows to your thighs. Just regroup. Reconnect. Draw the outer hips in, lift through the belly, then inhale, rise all the way up. Big, glorious breath in. Exhale the hands to your heart. The journey we just went on that whole side and just the physical expression of all that I'm talking about. And how can you allow for the growth? How can you allow for the shift? If we were talking about the energy up here and the energy down there, that we feel the intersection in our heart. We want to come with integrity in our own belief system. Inhale the hands from your heart center forward. Bend the knees. Pull into that midline. Right elbow's going to come underneath the left, okay? And sorry I didn't give this to you before, but maybe you're just here. Maybe you're just trying to get the arms around each other and open up the shoulders. Maybe the wrist wrap, maybe not. Pull into the belly. Sit a bit deeper. The right heel can pull up or it can lift all the way up and over. I'm using my feet for balance today. I don't seem to have it. If you hook your foot around the back side, listen to what your knees are saying and your hips are saying. Do not ignore that wisdom that the body is offering. It is divine. It's not about getting more comfortable or used to it. Now, the boundaries between pain and tension are very thin, but perhaps you need to get used to the discomfort, right? The tension before you push yourself into a place of getting hurt. Inhale, unravel the legs. Right foot has to glide back. Come to the ball of the foot. You're in a high lunge. Hug the legs back towards one another. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Free the arms. Right arm's going to come down by your side. The left arm plugs in, moves back. Open the heart. Big, glorious breath in. And a big, glorious breath out. And then exhale. Hands come to the earth. Right knee is going to come to the floor. Twisting. Left arm goes to the sky. It's just we had all this volume, right? If you made it. Being upright. So now getting settled to the earth. Let the system receive the ground beneath you. And in that receptivity, if you have permission to go further, go further. Bend the back knee. Hold on to the foot. Stay connected. A lot of people don't have access to finding their foot. Okay? So don't beat yourself up if you can't find it. Just respect, honor. I feel like what we're really being asked to do is learn how to respect ourselves so we can respect one another. Exhale, free the foot, hand to the ground, back knee lifts, left leg goes to the sky, and then the knee is going to come to the wrist, pigeon pose, all the way down to the earth. Let the hips stay level. There's a tendency to drop. Okay, I really want the pelvis to stay level, honoring the sacred architecture of your being, respecting the curves versus caring less about the curves. Feel the connection to your breath. One more breath. Just feel the earth, feel supported. Exhale all the way out, lengthen the spine. Hands in under your shoulders, tuck the back toes in. And downward dog. So your hands connect. You're placing your hands with integrity. You're hugging to the midline and moving all the way back. Downward facing dog, enjoying the breath, the free flow that we've had, the connection of it all. Lift the heels. Walk your feet forward. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, find length. Open the heart up. Exhale, bow down. Sweet. Hands to your heart, shoulders to your back. Rise all the way up. Okay, we're going to put all of that together. Exhale the hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let the hands come by your sides. Lengthen the spine. Adjust your wardrobe. Lengthen the spine, shoulders to the back. Clasp the hands. We'll give a little shoulder opening. And as the hands clasp, if they don't clasp, I think it's actually way harder to find your elbows. This is not, reverse namaste is not something I do. So you can find your hips, get long through the sides of the body, right? So we respect the length of the spine that we're holding space for. We rise above so we can be grounded below. Shoulders to the back, open through the heart. Bend the knees, we're gonna keep it a little simple. Bend the knees, and maybe your hands are clasped. Bend the knees, pull into the belly. Left foot's gonna glide back into this high lunge. Hug the legs towards each other, lift the heart, open the chest. Big full inhale in. And then exhale, shift the weight forward. Left leg comes parallel. Breathing into it. Now we're gonna bend both knees, crossing the left leg over top. Hands are staying tied behind us. Lift the heart, lift the chest. If you prefer eagle arms, go for it. Big deep breath in, and then unravel the legs, step straight back, warrior one. Big full breath in, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Pull the hips back, bend the back knee if you need to. Let both knees be bent to align the pelvis, and then bow. If you really want the challenge, and you're not harming yourself, then keep the hands clasped. If your fingers are going numb, or you can't breathe, bring the hands to the earth. Inhale all the way in. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, gaze forward, lunge forward. Oh, I forgot standing splits. Let's do it right now. Inhale, the back leg parallel. It wants to open up and go high. Bring it more even. Bow down. It's so funny. I thought that transition that I did was off. I'm like, I don't remember going from a high lunge to a low twist, but hey, it's all good. Exhale. So what we're going to do, left foot goes back. Right leg goes to the sky. Big full breath in. And then bring the right knee forward, pigeon. You can come to the earth, which is totally the energy I'm feeling, or you can stay upright and even clasp your hands behind you. We all experience life differently. We all have a different genetic makeup, socioeconomical makeup, psychological makeup. There's so many different layers. But the reason why I keep going to astrology is that we all live under the same planets and on the same planet. But all that energy just guides us and helps us understand ourselves, just like yoga, so that then we can be more informed and make choices with greater integrity. Like if I told you conversations, or you might be getting busy with a whole bunch of little details of your life right now, and there's a little bit of a conflict going on and some frustration and lots of emotions. If you had that awareness, you could do something about it. And in doing something about it, you're choosing from integrity, not blaming the skies above. They're just doing their thing. They're staying authentically aligned. Hands come under your shoulders, back knee lifts. Pull into that center, into that one-legged plank, or that one-legged table. Deep, full breath in, full breath out. Move it all the way back, downward dog. Inhale in. Exhale out. Lift the heels, bend the knees, walk your feet forward. Find both feet beneath you and exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over, hands to your heart, shoulders to your back. Rise up, standing, big full breath in. Exhaling, hands to your heart. Feel the intersection. Here, come back to that faith, your beliefs, the energy you're placing in your foundation and carrying with you. Even the boundaries of how are you engaging with yourself. Our mat is the chance to really dive into this inner realm and see these different aspects and the players of our own life. You know, yourself, the different hats you wear, the different roles you play. And then how can we find that there's this great opportunity to clear the mind, come back to the remembrance, as above, so below, feel that our hearts, that great love is guiding us, and to trust more fully in our own embodiment of that, and then serve from that space. The yogic word is Sva Dharma and Sva Tantra. Exhale, hands come back behind you. Clasp the hands, but switch the interlace. Watch the habits. Habits just create limitations. So notice your patterns, and then how do you work with the patterns? Shoulders to your back, lift the heart. Again, hands can be at your hips too. Just keep the chest lifted. Keep your heart open versus dropping down. And that length, shoulders to your back, bend the knees, chair pose. Right? The weight's gonna go into the left foot. So what's the ground? What's the foundation? What's the energy you're placing beneath you to support you as you really tap in to the aspirations of the heart? Right foot lifts, stretch it open. Big full breath in. The belly's gonna go on vacation. It just does, so hug back in. I think it's easier to do this with the hands clasped. You may not. Feel the connection to the midline. Bend both knees, leg lifts up and crosses over, right? Or maybe you just come back to chair pose. Draw into that core, sit a little deeper. You know, this class is hard, the sequence is hard, but it's accessible. You meet yourself where you are. Find that integrity, find that respect, honor you. And then you're gonna unravel the leg, glide it back. Oh, I totally did this out of order. Oh well, it's all good. Shoulders to your back, lift the heart, big full breath in, and a full breath out. I'll just play. Exhale, can you adapt? Right hands to the earth, shorten the stance, root the back heel, bend the knee. This is good for all my OCD people, my overly analytical perfectionists. Can you stay with me? Can you stay aligned with the flow and stay in conversation even though maybe you thought I was doing it wrong? Maybe I was doing it on purpose. Exhale, lunge forward, standing split. Here, the truth will be told. Pull into the midline, draw the outer hip back, fold over. Yeah, standing splits usually looks more like this, but that's not how you do the splits on the floor. So we're not gonna do them up to the heavens. Feel the humility of getting pulled in many directions. And then exhale, bend the knee. The foot's gonna step back, lunge into the front knee, draw into the belly, hands behind you, inhale, rise all the way up. Sneaky, right? Big, deep breath in. Big, full breath out. And then lunge forward, since we did standing splits twice on the other side. Hey, that's what happened. I knew what I was doing all along. We just stayed the course. It just appeared to look different. Make peace with what is. Know that we're all resilient. We find our way. The world's not going to end. And then exhale, step it back, downward dog. Left leg to the sky. Such freedom. Knee to the wrist. You can stay upright or all the way to the earth. Let the earth hold you. right? When there's an arrangement when there's a relationship that arranges more harmony, there's a little ease. So in this kind of divine offering that we are given in life, we're not being punished. I don't really believe we're being punished collectively at all. We're just finding our way. Everybody. There's nobody on this planet Earth right now that is being excused from Earth School. But are you going to find the high road and be in conversation even with those who do yoga differently, right? Like I would calling out the yoga community. If we can't talk and respect different ways of practicing, if we can't respect that people are flawed, even these master teachers who are screwy, they delivered an offering. Okay? They delivered an offering that has changed, radically changed so many lives. And they screwed up because they were human, so perhaps we can look upon them with compassion and then be the beacon of light to walk the talk with integrity. Sorry, I'm a little spirited today. Exhale out completely. Hands come under your shoulders. Inhale up. You're going to pull back in, hug to that midline, and that one-legged plank or table pose. Right? Do the one that honors you. Stay connected, stay true. Big full breath in, and then exhale. Pull it back. Downward dog. Clearly, I am weaker on that side. I can't hold it for as long. Breathe all the way in and all the way out. Inhale, come forward into a plank pose. Bend the elbows, our one and only chaturanga, all the way to the floor. Hands reach back. Actually, let's do cobra pose. You can do cobra, gecko cobra. Maybe you feel upward dog. I do not. What's calling to me is straight out Bhujangasana. So push through the hands, lengthen the spine, shoulders are to the back. So as your tailbone and pubic bone are stretching towards your feet, keep sweeping the belly back. Lift the diaphragm up, roof of the mouth up. Wherever you went, find length. And then exhale, bow all the way down. Full pranam, pillow the hands. Relax the head. Feel the beat of your heart. It's a very concrete experience right now that is evidence of how the opposing energy, the expansion and the contraction, the dynamicy of active and receptive, dance together in such a sacred way that allows our truth to be alive. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Come back in. Shoulders roll back, hands under your shoulders. Open the heart. Feel just the integrity that you can open yourself to receiving and align with and stay the course. Inhale up onto your hands and knees. Tuck the toes. You can go child's pose or downward dog. Lift the heels. If you're in child's pose, sweep your feet to the side and come seated. If you're in downward dog, you can bring your knees to the floor and then come seated or walk forward, standing forward bend. If you're seated, you can find a forward bend of your own choice that continues just to settle the system. So it's not just a dump. There's a connection and holding ourselves in a way that we can breathe More. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then we'll all come to the earth and we'll all come lying down. Once you come down, head to the floor, make sure the head comes all the way down. The reason why I always pick my feet up, like more often than not, to come lying down is to make sure all the energy of my mind that can study too much, that can take too many notes, that can forget to have fun, is to really allow it to relax. And then bring both feet to the ground. Once you bring the feet to the ground, just feel. Feel where you are. Do you need a twist? If so, take it. This whole practice has kept us straight, right? We twisted one or twice, right, in the beginning. So you may need a twist, or you may feel the body really settled. Wherever you find yourself, legs stretch out long, arms by your sides, relax your jaw. We're going to do 5 breaths where we let the breath connect to the 3 parts. And what I want you just to envision is, obviously we're going to breathe the belly, the chest, the throat, right? The mid part of the lungs and the upper part. So bottom of the lungs, mid part of the lungs, upper part of the lungs. But I want you to go a little deeper. I want you to inhale so you think about the pelvic floor. Keep inhaling in so you feel connect to the diaphragm. Keep inhaling in so you feel the roof of the mouth. And then exhaling from the pelvic floor to the diaphragm to the roof of the mouth. So it's more like this. Inhaling pelvic floor, diaphragm or heart, throat and roof of the mouth, and then exhaling, connected to the pelvic floor, the diaphragm, the roof of the mouth, and then just keep cycling through. Inhale through the belly, the heart, the upper part, and exhaling the belly, the heart, the chest. 2 more times. And if you're like, whoa, that's way too complicated, then just breathe. One more cycle. And the next time you find your inhale, just allow it to do what it needs to do. It may be long, it may be short. It may be bumpy. It may turn into a yawn. And just feel held. Feel that your practice holds space for you. That the time you give yourself on your mat is a powerful boundary where you can come back to yourself and the many parts of yourself, allowing them to integrate in a way that's authentic so that you can own and recognize and embrace the truth of who you are as you are. One of the greatest spiritual truths, as above, so below, as within, as without. Feeling this time of going inward with yourself, allowing you to connect to a greater sense of clarity, to the energy you want to bring forward and share with the world. Just as you are. Allow the breath to breathe more deeply. Just as you are. Call in a depth of support and connection as you inhale in and exhale out. And just as you are, feel the support beneath you and above you, and connect back to that space within you. Choosing to bring forward the version of you that's real. As you wiggle your toes and your fingers, allowing your head to sway from side to side. You can stretch your arms behind you, but we'll bend the knees. Finding both feet on the ground, just feeling a new relationship or a more refined and resilient connection. And then you can roll over to one side, using your arm as a pillow. Receiving completely the ability to reset. Gathering here in this moment that any of the challenges or the frustration or the over-intellectualizing or analyzing, that we can then gather what pattern we noticed and be aware of how we want to acknowledge that, to heal the parts that still are hungry to be healed. Trust that we contain something beautiful within and share it freely with the world. Slowly come up into a comfortable seat. And if you have not already, inhale the palms up, and as you exhale, bring the hands together in front of your heart. May we always be able to use these practices for the highest good, and that the practices reveal to us our highest nature. That includes all of our imperfections, all of our vulnerabilities, all of our weaknesses, because that's what it means to be whole. And from my heart to all of yours, may we greet this new moment through a different lens and see the beauty in the world. And so it is.